adapter.
And we're going live. We are live.
Hey!
I love just sneaking that in. Welcome. This is the Battle Report. I'm Paul Ash. I'm being joined by Jason Hatrick and Tim Riel. We might be joined by somebody else a little later. We're not sure yet. This is a breakdown on what happened on last week's BattleCOM. A little bit of, well, not quite just a movie review, the topic of geekdom, and a little bit of a future look at what's going to be happening on this Friday's BattleCOM. Welcome, gentlemen. How is your weekend? How did your guys' weekend finish up? Both of you were in the chat during BattleCOM on Friday. Being some of the old guard, what was your thoughts?
Okay, well, first questions first. My weekend was standard for quarantine weekend. I stayed inside and ate a lot of food.
Yay!
Other than that, my kids are back this week, so that's fun. But watch the show. It was a good show.
So a fun show. It's the audio. I wasn't happy with my audio, or else we would have been playing clips probably during this. But I didn't want to muddy the audio of this with the audio from that. Just a kind of thing. Jason, your thoughts?
I thought it was a good episode. There were two first-timers on it, and then the return of Justin Shaw, who'd not been on in a long, long time, going up against the steamroller that was Lucy with some momentum behind her as she'd just come off 2 straight weeks of BattleCOM. So she was in fighting shape. And I think it showed, given that she won 2 of the rounds.
And her mom couldn't vote. It was quite interesting. It's
only fair because it would be unfair if someone, like one of the contestants, had someone who was incredibly biased voting.
Such as you were for Katie?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Or who is that? Kathy? Did you say? I don't know what you mean, but yeah, no, it was a good couple rounds. I'd forgotten how good at this Justin can be, having not seen him in a good long while.
You should watch more episodes. Wasn't he on like a couple weeks ago?
He was a couple weeks ago. He was. I think it was 3 weeks since he had been on. So he was on number 3 and number 6. And
I'm a big Justin Shaw fan.
Yep, and we hope to have him on some more. Let's take a look at who all was on. So Justin Shaw was on, Lucy Gervais was on, Andrew Cardazzi was doing it for the first time, as well as Katie McKinney, which we're not calling Katie McKinney Hatrick for some reason as of yet.
Because that's not her name.
Point taken. Those were our battlers. We had 2 first timers, but Andrew is the producer of the Otaku Comedy show, which has a battle element in it when they're doing the live shows. It also he is the Heckler Crowd Off show, which I got banned from being too mean to hecklers.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, I was just too rude, not taking it in fun. I thought I just burned that Mothi person off. I got them to shut up. I thought that was the goal, but it was so hecklers can win points. So the battlefields that they were following on this past week was what was the best bad movie, what is the best fictional company to work for, and which Disney princess is badass enough to win a wrestling Royal Rumble. So that's what they faced off against, which are all classic sort of BattleCOM battlefields. Because we covered movies, fictional companies could be anything from board games, video games. The contestants chose from video games and from movies, and from TV shows, which are great geekdom. And Disney Princess, we kind of touched a little bit on wrestling, but of course it was very much a Disney kind of thing. And the first battlefield was what is the best bad movie. Now, let's just jump a little bit ahead. I want to ask you guys, what do you qualify as a bad movie, like a best bad movie? What makes a good bad movie?
Okay, so you want a straight up answer as real people, or as battlers? How would we answer this question? Because those are 2 very different questions.
They I suppose they are different questions, but how would you approach this as a comedy writer going in for BattleCOM? That would be the primary way, and if you can answer the other two ways as well. And greetings for all the people that are watching. Hi, I'm sorry I didn't say hello. Don't be shy. Say hello to us in the box, and if you have any comments on this as well, please put them in the box, and so we can talk to you.
Okay, well, as a battler, if you send me this question, I would spend a few days brainstorming actual bad movies to see if I can write any jokes about them. But I would most likely pick an award-winning, incredible movie and then spend my time explaining why it's bad and then why that badness makes it good. Yeah, that's how I would have written for this category. Now, what is an actual bad movie? It's just something where it's like you're not proud to when someone says, "Hey, what should I watch tonight?" You never mentioned this movie, but if someone said you want to sit down and watch this, you'd be like, "I had plans, but not anymore. Let's sit down and watch this." And for me, that's stuff like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, or Dude, Where's My Car, or Basketball. The last two of which are, or Bubble Boy, Basketball and Dude, Where's My Car, do not hold up in today's culture. They are highly problematic. And yeah, so now watching them, I definitely have to watch them in secret because it's it's not okay to find that shit funny. But do I ever?
Jason, your thoughts?
I think to be a bad movie, like for a movie to be a good movie, it's either got to be, ideally a good movie is a good idea, well executed, and then if you're missing one of those, it becomes a bad movie. So then you go with either a great idea that was badly executed and you make fun of that, or you go with a bad idea that was extremely well executed and you make fun of that, which is why my pick would have been Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, because it's extremely good execution on a terrible ending to the saga, and I have lots of problems with it.
Yeah.
And when you have lots of problems with it and you feel something about the material, that's when you can really rant for a while and find a way to make it funny, and so you don't run the risk of running out of material after the first round.
Are we just doing face roulette now? What's happening?
No. I just wanted to bring this in. I just found out that we don't actually push up when the comments come in. It was a large comment, so I wanted to make sure it happened. I love how Tim and myself are both doing Kilroy is here. It was Katie who won this round that we were about to discuss a bit more about. Is she's watching instead of participating because she forgot this was today now, and I don't have time to prep my shape-shifting ritual between the eyeliner, the crystals, and the incantations. It's a whole process. Katie, we're impressed with your mind. The container, the flesh is just a vessel. So it's as you are is fine.
And I do not envy the ritual you have. As you can see, Jason and I were just like, let's put something semi-wet in our hair, slick it back, and get on screen.
Didn't even do that.
Whereas I'm just complete slob and dry, and well, no, I'm not dry because I'm sweaty. Thanks for the fact that you guys have actually put in an effort, and I'm just here.
No effort.
No effort.
By the way,
effort whatsoever.
My answer for that last thing would have been the Rock for sure.
The Rock. Okay.
Welcome to the Rock.
The last time Nick Cage made a good movie.
Okay. Yes. All right. So the winner of that round was Katie McKinney, who's already spoken up here, and her choice was B movie. Hey, Jess Riel from
Hey, Jess,
Australia is saying hi to Jason, Tim,
From
and myself.
Australia.
Welcome, Jess. Yeah, I
God,
know
it's like first thing tomorrow morning there now.
It is. It's 20 to 9 in the morning over in Australia. Thank you very much for popping in.
what are you up so early for?
She's
Jeez.
heading into winter right now. And Katie says, if you lay eyes on my true form, you will perish. Trust me, it's better this way. Jason apparently
Jason's alive.
He's alive, but Jason is special. So
there was a ritual when we got married that grants me immunity.
Oh, so you never saw her prior to the marriage? What was it, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago?
Listen, don't kink shame, Paul. If we wear blindfolds, that's nobody's business but ours.
To be fair, that benefited Jason way more.
Yes. So much more.
So much more. So the choice was her choice was B movie, and she managed to beat out who was it? Well, Andrew Cardazzi with Batman Ninja, Lucy Gervais with Showgirls, and Justin Shaw with Armageddon. Now, I'm not even sure Armageddon qualifies as a bad movie, and I'm
It does.
positive Batman Ninja doesn't as well. It's the equivalent of Armageddon is a beer and pretzels type movie. That's what it is. If we put it in board games terms, it's a beer and pretzels. I don't know why I can't say pretzels. Pretzels movie. But it fulfilled a point. It was just kind of a marketing thing. Didn't have to make sense, but it was well executed. It had a huge budget, and it got a good return. It didn't bomb at the box office.
It was
but it's still a bad movie.
Yeah, but compared to like let's compare all these movies on badness, right? Armageddon has Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler. These are legit celebrities. Batman Ninja has Batman. Showgirls has boobs in it. B movie is just insane. Like I when she said
it had celebrities as well. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld. Let's
other people.
Yeah, and other people. I'm not going to go back. We'll leave that there. But yeah, the Renee Zellweger was in it, and definitely at that time, her star power was even greater than it is now.
And certainly bigger than Seinfeld's. Like, name one thing Seinfeld has ever been in charge of that was any good.
The Seinfeld TV show.
Yeah,
Larry David was in charge of that.
Okay, I recently had a discussion about my thoughts on Seinfeld earlier today, which is probably enough to get me in trouble with the Seinfeld fans. So I'll let them go and review that one.
Now
that's how I get people to start watching the back catalog of all the stuff that we put out.
Larry David was
definitely
the genius behind the Seinfeld sitcom. You can tell because after that, Seinfeld's career hasn't done anything remarkable, and Curb Your Enthusiasm has been on air for 50 years now.
50?
Again, that's a weird argument because Seinfeld hasn't tried to do anything else on television. And the only thing he's tried to do remotely close to television is he's like, I'm going to do a little interview show. And it went from being on Crackle to being like one of the top paying contracts on Netflix.
Yeah.
So, I mean, other than Adam Sandler.
Are the stars.
Yeah, but still, it's his show. It's like arguing that Adam Sandler got a rough deal in the back end of his career. It's like, no, Netflix is being very appreciative.
And I gotta say,
more than Larry David is getting from HBO. I'm sorry, Jerry Seinfeld
paid more.
It's literally about who's getting paid more.
No, it's about quality of the work.
We just said Armageddon was a good fucking movie.
It is a good movie. It's not a smart movie, but it's a fine movie.
And Christoph Waltz, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, the fact that Christoph Waltz was on that was a stretch, and then how insulted he was for the entire episode was just rude. It was like
I didn't see that episode, but Obama was on there. He's not a comedian either.
But the thing is, if you want to see the cringiest Jerry Seinfeld, watch how he treats Christoph Waltz.
Or anybody, really.
The cracks he made about John Mulaney's wife.
Oh, why? Because she was of age? There is... Sorry.
Anybody else got a career they want to torch? Let's do this.
Anyways, okay, for me, I want to point it. For me, a bad movie, maybe because I'm older and
that's exactly why.
I come from the I remember the time of VHS, so a lot of stuff went direct. There was no streaming. Things went direct to video, and here we go. If it means anything, anytime Armageddon or Showgirls are on TV, I have to watch them. See, Lee Barnett has no taste, but he recognizes that those are good films.
He doesn't want to miss the thing.
All that tells us that was good. I'm sorry I stepped on that. That was brilliant.
Could repeat? I didn't catch. Sorry.
So he doesn't want to miss a thing.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Yep, touched.
But it lets us know that Lee is awake at 2:00 in the afternoon on Christmas Day. and every night at 4 a.m.
Yes, Showgirls is the new Blue Nuit. That's a reference for the Canadian watchers. But what do you think? See, streaming didn't exist when I was a teenager. When I was growing up, people got to watch.
Shut up.
Yeah, the internet didn't exist. So that's why we went to like corner stores and we would pick up stuff based off of the box cover because there were films that never got released anywhere except for on VHS. And I got to see amazing films that people put heart into that didn't have like a big enough studio backing or just lacked stuff. Like this is where cult films sort of managed to trickle out to areas that weren't big enough to have cult film theaters or cult film festivals. Like I get it that $20 again because it's right there. This is Radioactive Dreams. That for me, this is a great bad film because the actors in this are delivering the most unbelievably stupid lines with a lot of sincerity. And I want to say that is like that to me is a bad film. Like take a look at the Rocky Horror Picture Show. For people, they consider that to be a bad film, and I think, but it's bad, but it's so bad it's good sort of way, and that's what makes it entertaining. And I feel like I've lost both of you when I say that.
You lost everybody when you said it because you were breaking up a little bit.
Your voice was breakdancing. It was kind of fun to watch.
I swear I do not have auto-tune on this. I'm going to just fiddle with that. When I was your age, we watched the Dodos frolic in the fields. Thank you, Katie. I might take
Paul. Paul told me at one point about this fun thing he used to do at recess with Jesus and Napoleon. It was. Is he leaving? He's just like, fuck this. I gotta.
What?
It's he thinks it's like a cable thing. Yeah, Robo Paul. What's up, Darren? I miss Darren. Darren's one of the people I miss about having live shows because Darren and I aren't actually friends, but I get really excited when I see him in public, and in public is the only time I get to see him. He's such a wonderful human.
Let's send him a link. Let's get him on.
Yeah, I'd fucking love that. Paul can see the muted mic icon on his screen, but he's still not unmuting his mic.
And he's muted on purpose. He's doing audio tests or something.
I don't know what he's doing. All right, it's our show now. Do.
He brought that with you.
I didn't bring it with me. The mic is plugged into that.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing that's broadcasting my mic, but it's like that's why I bought it because I could do like all sorts of like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
Am I sounding better now? Absolutely not. Looks on your faces.
So much worse, actually.
Yeah, you got a lot of fun robot noises.
All right. Damn it. I hope I'm still under warranty. Let me just see if I can play with that a little bit to. Oh, that's
miss you enough to not have me on my podcast for 50 plus episodes. I guess you're talking to somebody else because I don't have a podcast.
I don't have a podcast either.
Jason, do you have a podcast?
Can one of you guys, because I'm doing all this stuff, can you send Darren the link at this point?
Yeah, Jason, you do that.
There we go. It looks like a noodle woman. Let's move on to the next category for episode 2. Episode 2 was what is the best fictional company to work for? And
who was it who came up with it? This was the fan topic, right?
This was the fan topic.
Suggested? Yeah.
And this one, actually... this one. If I had been battling, this one I would have come at legit. I would have actually tried to find an amazing company to work for that was fictional. This wouldn't have been a joke answer.
Yeah, just something anyone can get the passion behind, I think, would make it. And so Tim Rockcliffe, he actually 2 weeks in a row, he was the person who suggested, with the fan suggested questions. So big ups for Tim. And did Jason get his link yet, or is it somebody that sent it to him?
To Darren? I don't have Darren, so Jason has to send it. Okay,
he's already got it. All right, so we'll see
if
he
was done before either of you told me to do it.
Okay. And the winner of that round was Lucy Gervais, who's currently tonight she's at the Comedy Nest. Her choice was Planet Express from Futurama, and she was the one who won that. And look who it is,
Mr. Man.
Oh my goodness! My
coming
COVID
to us
hairdo.
vertically. I like this.
Yeah, turn it sideways.
Are we streaming on Instagrams?
I think he might have actually put in for like the 720p being on Wi-Fi.
He's back behind the Comedy Nest himself.
Oh, he's also at the
He's
comedy
walking
shows.
into the Comedy Nest and showing us the Comedy Nest.
That's wonderful. Oh, I'm excited. Oh God. Who's on stage? Is it an open mic?
Can I just say that I technically doubled the audience there for a good 7 seconds?
Oh, it's empty.
Wait, what day of the week are we? Tuesday? Yeah, so it's an open mic show.
Yeah, it's an open mic during quarantine. I mean, open mics at the best of times are topping out at 10 folks during quarantine. I think we're lucky to have the 3 people that turned up.
Beth McKenna's asking where your mask is, Darren.
Mask is in his pocket because he's 1,800 feet away from another human being.
Yeah, there is, but he has his mask, so it looks a little ill-fitting, but it's at least it's there. Is that one of the ones? Are they are giving out at the Nest, or because I have to commend the Nest is doing a lot of great things. You want to list what the Nest is doing?
Solidarity.
Here?
Yeah, no, this is not one they're giving it out of the Nest. This is one I wore on the public transport to get here because I'm not a fucking savage. But yeah, they have a 3 mic system whereby the person that's on the stage has a mic, the person that's just about to come on the stage has a mic, and then the next act up after that has a mic. And basically we're switching out, we have to unplug and replug the mics as each comedian goes on. Then we give the mic to the sound person afterwards, and he wipes it all down. With various kind of disinfectant wipes, etc. And they set the audience far apart, which for the 3 people here tonight was very easy.
They're working off of a total of 50 capacity of 50 right now, which I commend them on. Normally it's 170, but less people are coming out apparently.
Yeah, and then all of the staff are wearing both a mask and also a shield, so the staff and wearing gloves. The staff are more protected than any staff I've seen in any other sort of service industry thus far.
Are you given a wipe to touch the cable when you're plugging the mic in?
There's a whole tub of Lysol wipes on the stage. I can wipe down as much stuff as I want. And basically, you know how little material I write, so half of my set is just wiping stuff down, trying to fill time. And in between me saying my 3 dick jokes and talking about being Scottish and getting the fuck off.
Beth McKenna says that it was sold out for Saturday 8 p.m. Well, 50, but still sold out. And yeah, the staff are super well protected.
I believe they're all wearing condoms as well.
They're all wearing condoms.
Yeah, just in case. We still don't know exactly the extent of how this disease is spread, so all staff have to wear condoms at all times.
I believe they've also hermetically sealed the sound booth for Theo, and he moved in. He lives there now.
He just lives there,
which makes it a bit difficult for him to wipe down the microphones. But it was a nice way to play along, Jason.
He has a space airlock.
Oh, okay.
He just kind of shut the door. He opens it from the inside. He wipes it down. He shuts it, and then the next person comes and takes their mic. And we all give them pagers, so we get paged to who's up next.
There we go. 3 dick jokes or 3 dick jokes.
You just have to wait and see when you come to Montreal, Katie.
There we go. Katie, you've now met your husband's nemesis.
That's true.
That's not true. My nemesis is no longer alive.
You killed Will Wheaton?
Somebody had to. No.
So I heard Katie's laugh in the background.
What's happening is Paul has just noticed we're at 25 minutes, and he's like, "Oh, we need to wrap this shit up." And I'm like, just tell me more about the on deck circle at Comedy Nest right now. I fucking want to hear more about that.
All right. Well, it's the third battle round that we had on the game was which Disney princess is badass enough to win a Royal Rumble.
By the
and
way, the fact that Mulan didn't win blows my mind.
Can I throw in Ray from
Mulan
Star
won.
Wars?
Oh, then it doesn't blow my mind.
Okay.
I think Ray from Star Wars would win.
No, I
She's
still
not a
think
Mulan
Mulan
would
would beat Ray.
princess.
Mulan? Did you just say Mulan would be Ray?
Would beat Ray.
Okay. Then Leia from Star Wars would win. She has the Force and shit.
No, it would still be Mulan.
Okay, well,
Okay, we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
BattleCOM has never required logic. But we're technically not doing
my
BattleCOM right now.
AirPods are cutting out.
Oh, convenient. As we all shit on your
Sorry,
opinion.
to Anil.
No, I fucking can't hear any of your shit.
For any of those, I think that was the point. For the anyone who's interested in following any of the battlers who were on last Friday's shows, it's at the Lucy Gervais show on Instagram and at the Lucy Gervais on Twitter. Lucy won 2 rounds. She will actually be on this Friday show coming up. Andrew Cardazzi on Instagram also was one of the performers. At K McKinney 721 on Twitter is Kate McKinney, and at Wrath_of_Shaw on Instagram is Justin Shaw, somebody we definitely want to have on BattleCOM in the future. So the BattleCOM fields for this coming week are what kids cartoon deserves a gritty reboot, what's the worst movie tie-in for tie-in toy, and what fictional character is awesome in fiction but would function terribly in a real life situation. So those are our 3 battlefields that we have.
Can I make suggestions for all of these?
Go right ahead. I may have a cancel for this week if you think you want to come in on Friday, Darren.
I mean, the third one is obvious, right?
I think the kids cartoon, the gritty reboot is Rude Dog and the Dweebs, where Rude Dog is a pit bull in Montreal going through the 2018
is this
law change.
Yeah,
no,
is that a European thing?
It's American. It's American. It's and then the worst movie toy tie-in is definitely Hungry Hippos.
What movie was that tied to?
Anaconda.
I thought that was the Michael Crichton novel one with the baboons. Congo. That had its own Hungry Hippos thing.
Yeah.
Beth McKenna is laughing so hard because apparently she's hearing humor coming back from behind Darren Henwood because Lucy Gervais is on stage. I recognize that voice.
Yeah. It's exactly who is on stage.
Yep, exactly.
Holy shit. Okay, so I just looked up Darren's poll here. Rude Dog and the Dweebs from 1989 and lasted 1 season.
Yeah, man.
That's a pull and a half.
It is a deep cut, my friends.
No shit. You and the other person who watched it would love the jokes you're going to write.
I think the obvious one for the second number 1 up there, the fictional character that is awesome in fiction but would be terrible in real life.
Number 1, number 2, yeah.
Obviously, Batman. Batman never loses in the comic books, but once you put him in real life and he tries to fight crime as just like a dude with a car.
No, he's a dude with a lot of money.
Dude with a lot of money.
His superpower is lots of money.
A dude with like a bunch of degrees, a billionaire. Like Donald Trump's done pretty well. He's our Batman. He's our real life Batman.
Batman fights crime. Darren fights crime.
He's a vigilante, so Batman is crime.
Surely the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters would be terrible in today's society. Like
you could just beat him with a microwave.
Probably couldn't hold down a job. I mean, just gets typecast in every movie role he goes for.
No math skills whatsoever.
If you want to just immortalize white power in one form, like this guy is the whitest of fucking whites.
No, I think you're right. He's super typecast. He could only be the Marshmallow Man or the Michelin Man. Like, what else could he be?
Oh, I mean,
wrap him with some cord.
He can bend over. He can bend over and be the moon.
The Michelin star system for rating restaurants is the same Michelin as the Michelin Man and the tire company.
Yeah, do you know the
absolutely.
rumored history of that?
Someone
It's
was just like, they had a taste
no,
test on which tires taste the best.
no. Michelin wanted people to wear out their tires more, and so what they did was they made this guide of instead of having restaurants on the highway that you could stop at, they're like, what are destination restaurants? So people will go out of their way to go to these places that are as far off of the beaten path as possible, and they will go there just for the restaurant, and that way they'll use up their tires more. Because this was at a time where there was no entertainment.
And they did that all on the flat Earth.
Is Michelin flat earthers? I didn't realize.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I feel Tim's down a conspiracy theory rabbit hole.
No, that's
And-
legitimate. In the history of the Michelin star, that's what it is. That's how it started.
Oh,
off
really?
with. Yeah, it was people around a boardroom going, "How can we get people to drive more?"
You say in the history of the Michelin star, like that's like the About Michelin bio at the beginning of the magazine.
Yeah,
Where they flat
not the
out
magazine.
admit on page 1, this was originally an attempt to dupe you into wearing down your tires.
If you look it up now, yeah, that's what it is. All the marketing from the 50s and 60s, it's all cracked wide open now, where it's just like, yeah, no, this is what we were trying to do.
Now,
it's where marketing theory started.
Talking about marketing theory, one of the things that I wanted to kind of suggest is that we actually have, because there's a lot of people who are asking to do BattleCOM now.
Okay.
And it's difficult to vet people off of. Go ahead, Darren.
Can I ask you a question? Like Katie's also online, and clearly she's now a battler. Why didn't she get invited on the show, and why the fuck am I on the show?
She was invited.
Was invited.
She turned us down.
Yeah, she's
backup
better than
Katie?
you.
She requires more notice to be camera ready, whereas you are always camera ready the minute you roll out of bed, Darren.
I mean, I don't know how.
That's
Katie
how you
would
win
react to
against
that
Darren.
statement,
Is you
but that's
compliment
true.
his looks.
That was Katie's statement, not mine. I'm just quoting it.
Oh, okay.
All right,
well,
so
aren't you a sweetheart?
one of the things is with a bunch of new people, and it's hard to vet new people, especially since people can't go up. There's not a lot of open mics, so I can see their stand up. I've been thinking about doing the BattleCOM tryouts and do a separate show, separate from BattleCOM, where we'll see newer people trying BattleCOM, and then have a vet or two on to give them pointers after the round. Would you guys? Do you think that's a good idea or not?
I like anything where I get to heckle people who are less qualified than me.
And Katie once mentions that she's actually 3 raccoons stacked wearing a trench coat and has to put on a human mask. It takes time. Wrangling raccoons.
Now I know what
realize that's
Jason
what you were
sees
into,
in you.
Jason. Yeah.
Don't knock until you tried it.
All those trash.
A lot of little hands. A lot of little hands.
Wow.
It makes it look larger. So what's your thoughts? Wow, I just made the bottom 2 wince, and Jason took it in stride. What's your
Well, I know he has a married man now, so he's
I no
above
longer have
all
to
of this.
advertise my penis.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank God.
Those 3 raccoons and Cyril Sneer have
And
locked
it's
that
all
shit
trash.
It's
The
all
timing on
trash.
Katie's comment was perfect. What do you, Jason, what's your take on it? Do you think we might want to, would you be interested in coming in on a
It's an interesting
advisory?
idea. Like I'm picturing of it sort of like an undercard, like right before the actual BattleCOM, like a short half-hour kind of undercard thing. But that I don't know if you want to like wear everyone's attention span out all at once like that.
I was thinking of like a Saturday, like a Saturday afternoon type show, or something, or just as a little, and not. I suppose it would have to be for battlers, just for structure's sake.
Yeah. Well, it gets tricky where where I can see it being a little bit trickier is like I made a joke about it before, but it's like, are we there to heckle, them, or are we there to actually give them tips? Which means I'm either going to be mean or patronizing.
I would like to see a little bit of both.
What if you got on the inside of that mask there?
He's got the rest of the bus he rode in on.
It's very much he's
I like that you think I would get a
different
bus.
It's a public transit
Do
snob.
I look like bus people?
You look like bicycle people, but like the one with the big wheel in the front and the little wheel in the back.
Penny farthing.
Sure.
A velocipede. A velocipede.
Also, there's no way that I should be anyone's mentor at BattleCOM. Can I just put that on the table for to digest? Like, I assume this question is going specifically to Tim and Jason, and I am mere window dressing at this point.
You're always window dressing, Darren. But
hey man, apparently this show I just come on for the compliments. This is the best I've ever felt at BattleCOM. Normally, I feel like a fucking ignoramus who has never lived and watched or understood anything I've ever watched to the depths I don't know.
You always come up with fucking rude dog in the dweebs. You legitimately okay. So some inside baseball of BattleCOM. I ask every other battler what their answers are going to be for the next show. It just makes it so that the negative round goes by faster, easier, and funnier. And I started doing that. It is cheating, but I don't win anyway, so who gives a shit? But I started doing it the first time I was on a show with Darren because every pull he had was like, I can't give you a negative about this. I've never heard of this before in my life. So I was like, I'm going to ask him next time, and I'm going to Google that shit. So at the very least, I know what he's talking about.
I call it priding.
It's almost like I grew up in a different country.
Call it priding.
Priding after David Pride, because when you go
Tim unabashedly a cheater. Tim's goal is to entertain you, not win this game.
And yet when you go on Codenames and your Codenames partner gets 7 guesses on the first turn, all of a sudden policy changes.
First of all, that was super mega entertaining, and I made it just as entertaining. It wouldn't have been as funny if we just let it slide and ignored it. It was funnier because I overreacted. Because guess what? Also a pro. And
Paul
worry
Ash,
was...
Are you using a curling stone as a microphone? What the fuck is that? Is that like an Echo Dot that you've repurposed as a fucking microphone?
I'm doing it to support your heritage there, Darren. I knew that we would eventually be bringing you on tonight, so of course it is a curling rock.
I honestly didn't mean to cut you off there, Tim. I'm so sorry that I did, but like I hadn't been focusing on Paul because of like I was trying to figure out if the house that he's in is a background or if he's actually that fucking well off. I'm like, he's definitely not living in the actual house. And then I focused in on his little red face and then the big fucking black thing that's next to him that I assumed was a microphone, but realized could also double as like the stone and the round robin series of the fucking curling masters or whatever. I'm like, that's some overkill right there, man. That's a big fucking mic.
That's actually it's a
killer mic.
The same people who make Blue Yeti make this. It's called the Snowball. It's the cheaper mic. Normally it's had served me fairly well, but recently it's been
crapping out because you paid for the cheap one.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I don't think it's the not to go all tech support on you right now, but I don't think it's the mic because you sound fine now. It's when you start doing all the fancy graphic stuff, your computer is having trouble keeping up with all the streaming and the graphics and the audio.
It's Streamlabs. This is definitely a Streamlabs issue.
What I would say to that is the fact is that none of that mixing is happening here.
What do you mean?
That is all happening.
Well, if you're outsourcing it to China, that's going to slow it down, and you're going to sound like a robot. That's what's
I'm outsourcing it to California. StreamYard, is not on my computer. I'm doing this all entirely through the browser, so it's a.
Well, that's what I mean. Like you are sending it through your computer to something. Your computer is not processing it very well.
This sounds like a conversation that I could totally leave.
Thank you very much for coming by, Darren.
If you already need to randomly hop on.
Okay, let me know about this Friday, and we'll get back to you.
I love you all. Happy COVID,
please-
everyone.
Please
Happy
be on the show
COVID.
Friday. Please be on the show Friday.
All right, I'll get in touch with Paul to try and sort that out.
Okay,
Cool.
I have to make
It's,
sure that the person who's canceled is actually canceled.
Okay.
Or
If
just
if
not
they're
not, then I'll
canceled.
come on as a
stop
judge.
messaging me for any other reason.
I'll just come on and vote. I'll hate vote against Jason.
Is Jason? Jason, are you on next week's show?
Nope.
Is
Me neither.
Katie on?
Nope.
Oh.
Or at least neither of us has been asked yet.
Bye.
Come down to the wire.
There we go. Let's so that is the thing. So it's the idea is we are going to actually be doing a BattleCOM tryouts show that'll start probably in 2 weeks then, because we have a number of people who want to try, people who have been recommended, but they don't have any good comedy clips that I think suit the style of BattleCOM for me to go by. So it'll give them a chance to learn and for me to better evaluate how well they can do it. And there it is. Darren can be BattleCOM Simon Cowell, which I think is going to hurt Darren deeply to hear that. And before we go, I want to prove a point about how good bad films can be. I've actually went and tried to find the entire film of Radioactive Dreams is on YouTube, just not in English. And this is actually the trailer in Spanish. So
Which can only improve it.
Philip e Marlon, dois sobreviventes da guerra nuclear. Em 15 anos num abrigo, o único contato que tiveram com a civilização foram novelas de detetives dos anos 40.
Disco Mutants.
Eles embarcam numa perigosa aventura. Um jogo mortal de assassinatos, mistérios e violações. Dupla de espertos detetives e possuem a chave capaz de causar a próxima guerra nuclear. Eles estão no ano 2001 e não sabem. Radioactive Dreams.
There we go. Radioactive Dreams.
Nice.
Does that clear up how awesome that film is for you guys?
I haven't gotten that far in Duolingo yet. I'm waiting for that Radioactive Dreams lesson to pop up.
I know a couple of useless phrases.
And no, Katie, that's not what I'm saying, by the way. Last week's movies did not suck. I'm definitely not saying that. One of them actually won a round, so let's be honest. And so I don't speak Spanish. Anyone speak Spanish out of the three of us? Jason,
I am actually learning it in Duolingo. I'm trying to. Or doing it
legit.
Yeah, I'm going through it on Duolingo. Katie is learning French on Duolingo. She already speaks Spanish, and I already speak French, so we can cheat off each other that way.
Cool.
Oh,
and impress a fictional owl. Because if you don't have the respect of a fictional owl, what do you have in life, really?
Archimedes. And so this is, by the way, Radioactive Dreams was never released on DVD. Don't ask me what I'm holding, but it had to come from another country. So I do have the English version of this, which does appear to be a VHS rip, because I believe it was released only to VHS. But there's so many amazing actors in that, and such an incredible backstory to how that was filmed.
Who?
I can't say enough.
Like who? Who are some of the amazing actors in that?
What's George's last name? Michael Dudikoff, who actually his career gets started by Cannon Films, because they kept on saying that they were going to be bringing him into bigger movies as leads, and then not, and kept on feeding him low-level action films, like the American Ninja series. He started.
I remember American Ninja.
Yeah, American Ninja 1 to 6. He is the lead in that.
Talk about movies that wouldn't hold up by today's standards, Tim.
Most
We have
definitely.
one black guy in the entire series. He is never going to wear a shirt, and boy, does he sound black.
And there is also the fact that how many Asians were actually in the American Ninja series?
Oh, all the bad guys, as I recall.
Really? I can't remember.
Yeah, the ones.
So the two leads were Michael Dudikoff and John Stockwell, and there is George Kennedy, who he's one of those character actors that you've seen forever.
That's Robert Kennedy's uncle, right? Robert F. Kennedy and John F. Kennedy. This is the same Kennedy, I assume.
I don't know, actually.
Well, to have the star power to make it into Radioactive Dreams, he would have to have some kind of.
He won an Oscar.
Yeah. Let's see what else he's been in. He's been
something that won an Oscar.
Yeah. So he's been like, you've definitely seen him around. His face. He's been in film since what, the 60s or 50s? Oh, 60s. There we go. Like he has been a staple of Hollywood since the 50s. So he's always
Since the
played
Phil
like
Silvers Show in 1956.
He was in Bolero, for crying out loud. Yeah, so he's a character actor who obviously has been in demand, and
not so much for the last 6 years.
Well,
he
probably
died
because of his death. Death would probably slow that down. And he was in the original Flight of the Phoenix, which was remade. So, yeah,
this
father.
is fucking riveting, Paul.
Well, okay, I get called out on being asked like who's in it, and so I pulled one of the big names.
They're not big names if you have to pull up IMDb to show us we know their face.
What I'm saying is they're talented actors.
Okay.
Like, okay, Lisa Blount did
that's
a
what I
fantastic
remember.
job in that film.
That's definitely what I remember of the American Ninja series was the acting.
Well, Michael Dudikoff actually started out as an underwear model, but when it comes to comedic timing and physical acting, he's brilliant. I think his career deserved to be a lot larger than it ended up being.
Is it Tuesday or Wednesday today?
Today is Tuesday.
What is time?
No one's commented on me being just all right. What? All right. So all right, just to settle up, we have the three winners from Friday's BattleCOM were Katie McKinney, Lucy Gervais, and Lucy Gervais. Lucy Gervais is coming on to next Friday's BattleCOM. By next, I mean the next Friday coming up, not in a week after. And we're going to be doing a BattleCOM tryout show. So we will try to get that underway. I've had a number of people already contact me who wanted to be on it, people who were fans, and some comedians who I haven't personally met and haven't had a chance to really see to perform. So we will try to get them on as well. So that'll be starting up in probably 2 weeks. Just give me a time to get that up. And it's all kind of come down to being able to write enough battlefields. So if anyone has any ideas for battlefields of what we can fight over, please send them into facebook.com/BattleCOMTV, and we will vet them and, of course, give you credit when we use yours.
It'll be
Cheers,
fun. Huh? I was going to say it was going to be fun when Jason and I or one of us are there to hug you with our words. All you new people trying to see how funny you could be on the internet.
Probably both of us. We should both give tips, but we should give conflicting tips.
Well, that's going to happen anyway.
Because just in case we ever end up going up against one of these people, we don't want them to be well prepared. So
I
There we
don't
go.
care. We've covered this. But
I also do
Paul,
want to, in defense of Paul, based on that comment Katie made about his entire personality being based around Radioactive Dreams, that's not true because there's also the Commitments and obscure bands from Halifax. So
it's true. Or just bands
I'm-
from Halifax.
I'm multifaceted. Yes, some of those aren't obscure. Tim likes a few of those songs. There is.
But Jason and I, we are mainstays on a fun show on Thursday, and if all
Thursday?
technical, if the technical rehearsal goes well tomorrow, we're gonna have a special guest because it's a very special episode. Our host is on vacation.
Aha! All right. So I yes, as long as I don't tank the audition.
What audition? No, it's got nothing to do with you. I just got to make sure I can get 4 people on Skype running properly on my OBS.
Okay. Oh, using OBS and Skype, you should be able to make sure you can lock the frame size of the Skype. That way, when people have difficulty with connections, they won't.
It's going to be
automatically
even
resize.
better than that. It's because Evan's running wire. Anyway, people watching don't give a shit about this. We're going to do a fun game show on Thursday, and I'm going to be the special guest host of it. And that means that Brendan, who is usually a special guest, will be a guest host, which gives us a spot on our team for special guest. And guess who that's going to be, Paul?
Does this mean I finally get to go against Logan?
Yes, it'll be you and Logan. Logan asked if he could be on your team, and I said no, because you are just a special guest, Logan.
So after that explanation, I now have absolutely no understanding of who's hosting and who's the other team captain and who's on.
I'm
the
host.
You're the other team captain.
You're gonna yeah. If I remember the grid, your guest will be Paul,
Okay.
and
So
I'm
Paul and I-
hosting
Mentally linked.
Paul and I will
that's
crush Logan and
Brendan
Brendan.
and Logan. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
crush
all
them with
that can be
success.
seen this Thursday at 8:30 on twitch.tv/Tim_Riel. Don't
Nope.
miss it.
/. It's not a backslash. There are no backslashes in URLs. It's /.
The slash you press.
Tim has a sound toy, by the way. You should know
Yes.
that going